Welcome to the People of DearDoc, an DearDoc Podcast, the show that brings you closer to the heart of our company. I'm your host, Billy, and each week we'll take you on a journey behind the scenes to meet the incredible individuals who drive our company's success. From marketing to product development, HR to sales, we're here to showcase the real people, the real stories, and the real passion that makes our workplace extraordinary. Whether you're a new hire that's eager to learn about our culture, or a seasoned pro looking to connect with colleagues that you've never met, this podcast is your invitation to join us in celebrating the unique talent that makes us who we are. So grab your favorite headphones, settle in, and get ready to meet the faces behind the roles as we dive deep into the heart of our company. It's time to discover the stories that inspire us, the ideas that drive us in the incredible journey that is DearDoc. Welcome to the People of DearDoc, an DearDoc Podcast. Let's get started. What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the People of DearDoc. Today we have Mr. Andrew Lyons joining us. Mr. Lyons, just a little background on yourself.
What's going on, guys? My name is Andrew Lyons, like he said. Been an SDR at DearDoc for about 4 months now, a little over 4 months. From Wisconsin, grew up in Wisconsin. 4 months ago was the first time I moved out of Wisconsin, so still adjusting, but loving what I'm seeing so far. I'm having a great time.
What were you doing before you came here?
Yeah, so I was in college at the University of Wisconsin, played football there for a few years, had a great time. Football career kind of got cut short a few years in, so I ended up picking up a job at a local bar in town. It was pretty popular bar around the area, so it was pretty fun. Got to meet a lot of people outside of football. Really, I tell people, the second best thing that ever happened to me was, my football career ending. Best thing was my football career, going where it was. But the reason I say that is, there's a whole different world outside of, sports, and that's really all I knew. So I was pretty lost when I stopped playing, but just being able to get that experience and just meet people outside of, everything that I'm used to really kind of jump started, me finding myself, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. And how long did you play football for?
Yeah, so in total, I didn't play at all until my freshman year of high school. I kind of got like pressured into doing it. And then ended up falling in love with it. Played at Wisconsin for like 2.5 years. Got there in 2018. It was like June of 2018. And then right before the COVID year happened, that's when my career kind of ended. So like 2.5 years at Wisconsin.
Nice, okay. And how did you find out about DearDoc before coming here?
Yeah, good question. So, I guess when college kind of wrapped up, I knew I wanted to do sales, preferably tech sales, but, I wasn't very stubborn on where I would move. I knew I wanted to move, and I knew I didn't want to be either in Wisconsin or in Chicago because those would be the two safe options. So really just going through LinkedIn, just doing the whole job search process, that whole frustrating process. But, one day I came across DearDoc. I listed on LinkedIn the position, applied, and yeah, all my interviews were just so good that it was just like, if I said no to this, I feel like I'd be the biggest dummy in the world. So,
Yeah.
just kind of found it just going through like LinkedIn, and everything that just worked out really well.
What do you think made you want to get into like tech spells specifically?
Yeah. See, that's a good question because I never really knew exactly what I wanted to do coming out of college. That was something I kind of pushed off. I think it was like a stressful thing for me to think about, so I just like procrastinated it for a while. But I think just sales in general, I knew it kind of fit my personality. And then tech sales it just kind of made it something that I would genuinely be like interested in rather than
Right.
something, then I can get behind it with, passion and actual drive rather than, selling something that I don't really care much about. So that was kind of how I ended up, deciding on like tech sales in general, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So walk us through kind of like what it's been like. How long you been here now for?
A little over 4 months.
So it's been 4 months. I feel like a lot's probably changed for you.
Yes.
Describe it, first coming in like first day, first week to now.
Yeah. So coming in, it definitely caught me off guard. I don't know. I figured I got all these social skills. I'm really good socially. Like I'm gonna come in and crush it right away. Um,
Mhm.
I took training very serious. Don't get me wrong. Like I listened. I took a bunch of notes, studied. But then when I got on the phones, it was something I never thought would get to my head, was just that constant rejection. But I caught myself getting like, I guess, frustrated pretty quick. And I just had to like reevaluate and just know that, it takes time. And if you want to be successful at something, I'd rather, set up long-term success at what I'm doing rather than, just find the easy way out in the moment. So, just working with my manager, Eric, you were one of the first people I spoke with, Billy. I don't know if you remember that. My first day on the phones, I stayed after and you were there, and like just little stuff like that, you really don't know how much that can like help somebody, but it really did like just help me, gain perspective on the job. So just like really finding a routine. And I think for a while there I was really trying to force almost like a character in my tone and how I was talking on the phone. And when I finally just dropped that and started being myself, um obviously following all the rules that that we have, but just like being more genuine, I think that really connects with people. And I think it also really helps me with, not having to rely on being on point with words. It just allows me to be me and think on the
Mhm.
spot and, just genuinely help people at the end of the day. And so I've really just kind of gotten to a point where I found like a nice little system that works for me. And I feel like I'm connecting with a lot of people like on a personal level when I speak to them. And yeah, it's been a long journey though. It's been a long journey. It took a lot of
Yeah,
work, but yeah, it wasn't the best at first, but starting to get in the groove a little bit here. So hopefully we can keep that up going here.
you're in it. I remember when you like the first day you stayed after late. It's like 7:30, maybe even 8 o'clock. I'm like, this guy's gonna be a legend.
Yeah,
First day.
yeah, that was a long night, man. I was just I was like, man, I just want to figure this out as quickly as I can, like iron as much out as I can, like on this first night, and it's long process. It's
I dude, it's
a lot more
fascinating.
than I thought. Yeah, but
The numbers are there. Like you're doing it.
yeah, we're starting to get there for sure. But I also just think like I think what Joe has done here, building this company, I think goes very. It's very. I don't even know because this is my first like corporate, I guess like real job outside of college, right? So
Mhm.
I don't know otherwise, but I know like coming in, there's never been a day where I woke up and I was like, oh, I got to work today.
Yep.
Just the environment, like the people, I can come in and like all my friends, it feels like I'm working with all my friends, just like messing around, but also still getting that work done. So just being in that environment and being around people like that, I think has helped me a ton as well. So, kudos to Joe and the whole team for really building something special here.
Yeah, it really is special. And before you came to New York, this is like one of your first times coming here, right?
Second, yes.
Second time. So you took this job living in Wisconsin, and then packed up, moved to New York, brand new job, new city. Oh, that's got to be rough in itself.
Man, it was, man. I'm not gonna lie. That was another thing that got to me. I really didn't think it would. So it was kind of like a weird process. So I came here my freshman year of college, Wisconsin. We played a bowl game called the Pinstripe Bowl. It's at Yankee Stadium. So we were here for like a week. I remember telling my mom last day we were here, I was like, Mom, I'm never coming back to the city. Like, I don't like it here. And that's why it's always me and my mom's joke. It's like, man, I thought you hated New York. But yeah, like I said, I just kind of wanted to see like where the job search took me.
Mhm.
And I really just let that happen and let that guide my path. And just being here, I came here. I was super excited like the first month, and then finally it slowly started to sink in. Like this isn't some vacation. This is like my life now. It's like I live
Yeah.
here, and that's when I started to really like find a routine of what I'm doing. But huge change, for sure. Going from knowing like everybody around you to like nobody walking up the street and just nobody knows who you are. Like you don't know anybody. It's just a big difference, but yeah, it was a big transition, but slowly but surely getting there. Definitely still working through that.
Is it a huge adjustment getting used to like the subways and stuff too?
Yeah, honestly, that was one of the things I was pretty proud of. I feel like I picked up on the subway stuff very quickly. It didn't
It's
take me
not that
long.
bad, right?
Yeah, I know.
It
You
seems
just
more daunting than it is.
it really does. Especially when you look at the maps and you see like all the colors and the lines. I'm like, oh my gosh, and like these letters. I'm like, what does this
Mhm.
mean? But it's pretty simple. I got that down pretty quick. I was pretty proud of that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was one thing that always scared me, especially like coming like the city every single day to work. Like, how am I gonna figure out the subway system? Because it looks like a mess.
Yeah, yeah. I got here like 2 days before my first day on the job, and I was like I had to stay with a buddy right when I got here, and I was like, dude, we gotta like like take the train to my office. Like I gotta figure everything out before my first day. And he was like, dude, it's
Yeah,
not that bad. And literally after like one day, it was like I don't even like look it up anymore. Like I just kind of know where I'm going.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like I'm chilling, I'm good.
exactly. It's kind of like that
So
right now.
I want to go back and cite the role a little bit because I think there's been a huge change and like you're pretty open about it with like your mindset, right? Like you focus a lot on mindset now. what kind of like tips you have that's helped you out in your role that could like maybe somebody coming in can do the same thing or even take into their own role?
Yeah, good question. So I know you'd mentioned mindset, and I've always kind of been like a big mindset kind of guy. I feel like with a football background and not really any real experience, the struggle that I had was, showing these like recruiters and the people that are interviewing me that I have the skills. They're very translatable from football to, anything.
Hmm.
But just trying to describe that. And so that's why I think mindset is so big, is because it's so transferable and it can go into anything that you do. Um, so yeah, I guess for in terms of advice, yeah, I would just say like just trust it, just be patient with yourself. I know for me it was very very frustrating to not come in and be the number one guy right away, and it definitely took a toll on me at first. And I think another thing that really 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 helped me out was it just I was making so many excuses for myself, and I didn't even realize that I was doing that until like one day it just kind of hit me. And I don't even think it was anything that, my manager Eric could have told me, or like any of you guys could have told me. It was just something that I need to realize within myself. And when I finally
Right.
flipped that switch and I was like, listen, like I could sit here and make a million excuses for why I'm, performing poorly or whatever it may be. But if I just like put my head down and just get the most out of each and every day that I can from 9:30 to 6:30, like I wouldn't have anything to worry about, because A, like either the numbers will come with it, or B, like I leave and I have a rough day, like only book one or two meetings and I'm exhausted by the end of the day, and I can genuinely look it back at my day and be like, listen, I worked my butt off. There's nothing I could have done about that. On to
Hmm.
the next day. And I think that was like a big step for me, just like being accountable and you know, staying focused at work, I think is really big. I don't go on my phone at all anymore. I feel like a lot of people think I like don't like them because I just don't respond to texts until like the evening. But yeah, just like staying focused and just like taking it serious. And like I was like kind of goofing off, with sales in general. I think it's just like a weird job because you have so much freedom, right? And it's basically like, here's what you got to do. Now go do it. It doesn't matter if you don't hit your numbers. It's just you're not gonna get paid as much, kind of thing. Like
Right.
obviously to an extent, right? But I mean, that's where you need that accountability. And I think that was where I was lacking, was like, allowing myself to goof off or like play games on my phone while the phone's dialing, instead of like looking at the, all like the what I need to say, and having that down going into a call. Just
Right.
little things like that I feel like really made a big difference for me, and just like locking in and just taking it as serious as I can.
Mhm. Yeah, I think mindset's something that is so easy to like look over, like look past it because it doesn't seem like that big of a deal.
Hmm.
But if you really hone into like focusing on what you want to do and like knowing where you want to go, everything kind of comes with it. And what's cool about being here at DearDoc especially is it's all stuff we get taught from like the first day we're here, like, being a creator of circumstance, not a creature of it. And then also like learning about the law of compensation, like how the work you're going to put in might not happen today, tomorrow, might be next week or next month, but it will come by putting in focused work.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. And it's something that it's frustrating in the moment of, if you're like not doing good and somebody keeps telling you like law of comp, it's frustrating
Hmm.
because you want answers now. But that's
Yep.
really just, you just got to be patient with yourself and trust the process. Like once you get comfortable being yourself on the phone and really connecting with these people, I think that'll make a big difference. And I think the law of comp, you just got to trust it and just trust that it'll come. And it takes a
Hmm.
lot. I know for me personally, and I know I'm sure for a lot of people, it's like you want these answers now, and sometimes most of the time you're not going to be able to get those answers now. It's something that
Yep.
is going to take time and effort, and you just got to be willing to put in the work and just kind of be the best person that you can at the end of the day.
I think that's one of the cool things about, especially be like an SDR, like it clicks at one point
Hmm.
from like learning the actual role, the law of compensation, the mindset, and when it actually hits, like that's when you actually understand it. Because people could tell you the whole time, like this is what's going on, this is what's going on, but you don't feel it until it actually clicks in that one moment, and then
Hmm.
from there, like you just take off and you're good.
Yeah,
Um, that's sick.
exactly.
So let's get into some fun things. Like, what's one of your favorite memories in the past 4 months being here at DearDoc?
It's a good question. Oh man, um, I'd probably say probably like that first. We had like that team party. Literally like my first or second week here, and that was just like a great time. Just because it was a sweet venue, like, and the whole company was there. Just being able to like be in a like a setting like that with everybody you work with, and especially where I was at the time, not really knowing that many people because I just started. I feel
Yeah.
like that's such a great way to like, kind of break the ice with a lot of people. So that was like, I felt like that was a really good time of just being able to like let loose and get to know like people outside of work and have those cool conversations and kind of start to build those relationships with people that, for all I know, I could be working with for some years now. So yeah, it was just cool. I really enjoyed that day because it was just fun, like I said, to like get to know everybody around me.
If no one doesn't know like what we're talking about, can you explain what the day was like, or what time did we leave? What was going on?
Yeah, so it was a big company party. It was like early June, or yeah, early June. It was my second week working, so it was second week of June, and basically what it was we ended up wrapping up around like 2 or 3 for the day, and we took a bus over to Brooklyn. Pretty sweet venue. I don't remember the name of the place, but it was like this.
Williamsburg Hotel.
Okay, yeah, and yeah, it was just like a rooftop bar. It was pretty sweet. We just had some drinks. Great weather. Pretty much everybody, a lot of people that work remote too even came, and just getting to meet all those people and just kind of show face and get to know people on a personal level. I feel like that just goes hand in hand with work, even because you're going to work that much harder for the people around you if you genuinely care about them. And so
Yep.
that's like huge for me. It's just like building those relationships, getting to know different people. I love that. That's one of my favorite things to do is like hearing people's stories. Everybody's got like so many cool stories about life and
Hmm.
whatnot. And obviously I didn't really know about like New York at the time. So just hearing what people like to do in the city and like all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, that party was epic. That was sick. Like I remember I posted on my Instagram like we're in like the party bus going there, and everyone's like, "Go back to work." I'm like, "This is work right now." This
Literally,
isn't
literally.
real, you know?
Uh-huh. I know. It's so fun, man. And that's why I give Joe so much credit for the environment that he created here. It's just irreplaceable, man. Like I said, I don't have any other real work experience, but I can't imagine a place that would be, I genuinely look forward to going every day. Like
Yeah,
that kind of
I'm
thing.
with you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So what else do you like to do outside of work?
It's a good question. So right now, I'm still kind of figuring myself out. Don't really know that many people, so I'm just kind of like, I guess soul searching in a way, but I
Mm,
really love running. I love being outside. I
yeah.
love nature. That's another difficulty of living in New York. There's not a whole lot of nature, but I love running. It's definitely like a good way for me to like detach from work at the end of the day, rather than like just go to bed. I'm just gonna keep cranking about work, keep thinking about work, and that'll just wear you out. And I think Eric gave me a great piece of advice. Our first one-on-one ever. It was like my first week here. I was like, Eric, like you did this job, like how do I avoid burnout? I don't want to just come in, put my head down and grind and then like get burnt out by week 3 and then I'm terrible, right? And he was like, dude, you
Mm,
got to fill that fun meter on weekends. Like you got to, it's not about like working too hard while you're here. It's about like when it's a weekend, like live it up, man. Like go enjoy the city, like do all this. And that's something that has really helped me. Like, and I think running has always been like great for that for me. Especially since coming from my background. So when I played football, I weighed like 340 pounds, and obviously I
insane.
don't weigh that anymore. And one of the big things I used to like lose weight was running. I was never a runner
Hmm.
before that, but I just kind of fell in love with it, I guess. And so now I just love running. It's kind of something just kills time. It's
Yeah.
enjoyable. It's almost like a bike ride for me. Just like
Do you have a
listening.
place you like to go run?
Here, I've just been kind of not gonna lie, picking a like direction and just going. But
And just coming back eventually?
yeah, literally just like checking my Apple Watch. Sometimes I have to Google Maps my way home if I'm too far from home. But I really enjoy Central Park. I know Joe. I talked with
Mm,
Joe, and Joe said to run the Brooklyn Bridge, and I definitely got to get out there and do that. I haven't done that yet. That sounds like it would be awesome. So I got to check that out. But
yeah,
Central Park's pretty sweet. I like it out there. It's a good vibe.
that's awesome. Do West Side Highway too. That's a great run.
I've been there a few times actually. I went there in the summer. I don't know
Mm.
why I stopped doing that one, but I don't think I stopped for a reason. I think I just wanted to keep like checking out different spots in the city. But I've been there. That place is pretty sweet too. I like it out there.
Yeah, that's a great run spot. All right, so we're gonna head into this is one of my favorite like parts of the podcast. It's like a rapid fire quick questions, and whatever first thing comes to your mind, is what the answer is.
All right, let's hit it.
You ready?
Let's go.
All right, so you have to go represent your country at the Olympics. What's the first sport that you're gonna get a gold medal in?
Ooh, that's tough. But did it have to be individual sport?
Yeah, pick one sport.
Oh
Pick
man.
anything, whatever you want.
I'd probably go basketball. I don't know why. I
Basketball.
just love it. Yeah.
All right, sweet. Next one is you get to open up a restaurant. What kind of food are you going to serve, and like, what's the atmosphere going to be like?
I'd probably just go like burgers, man, and just like a game day kind of vibe. I feel like those are
Love
always
it.
the best spots to kind of dive into.
Sick. All right, a genie comes down. You have three wishes. What are they?
Oh, that's a good question, man. Once again, I'd probably go like I'd probably go just money if that's an option. I feel like that's
Okay.
an easy answer. Um, Man, you caught me off guard with that one. Probably just like a sweet house, if I could do that, that'd be
Sick.
awesome. And I'd have to go with a corgi. I would love a corgi.
And a corgi.
I love corgis. I've been watching, so I get them. My whole Instagram reel feed is just corgi videos, and I love it. So I'd definitely go corgi for my third wish.
That's great. And then another one, would you rather never have or never be able to use shampoo again or body wash?
Shampoo.
Get
I
rid of
mean,
shampoo?
yeah, get rid of shampoo. I feel like
Okay.
you can get away with that more than body wash.
All right. You have to live in an alternate universe from like a TV show or a movie. Which one are you
Oh,
going to?
I'd have to go Blue Mountain State if you know what that show is. I feel like that would be so much fun. I mean,
That's hilarious.
I love that show, but I would definitely have to go
Sweet.
there.
All right, so that was our little rapid fire segment. Before we wrap up, do you have anything else you want to share with people listening, people maybe coming into your role?
Yeah, man. So I guess I would say to leave it off with anything, it really does. It sounds cliche, and I think when cliche sayings start to really make sense, that's when you really start to get it and make real progress. So I would say, it sounds cliche, like I said, but it really is a choice. Success is a choice, and with this job, like I said, with the freedom and everything, just comes down to you and how hard you're willing to work. And there's always a possibility. There's always a way to find a way to put 6 meetings on the board each and every single day, which is what we're goaled at. And if you can just find it within yourself to, regardless of how tired you are, put in the work and the effort, it'll all pay off, and you'll be so happy down the road. But yeah, don't look too far ahead or too far in the past. Just stay in the moment and keep grinding. Give it all you got.
Love it. Sweet. Lyons, thanks for coming on, dude. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Billy. I love what you're doing here. I think it's awesome that you're doing this and going out of your way to do stuff like this. It shows how much you care about the company and how much other people care about the company. But I think this is great. I love it. So thank you for having
Sweet.
me. I appreciate it.